Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lit Up Lightworker Podcast, bringing you fun and soulful interviews with spiritual teachers with the aim of tuning you in and lighting you up. You can access all episodes of the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos and interviews all about spirituality and wellness. My name is George Lizos. I'm a spiritual teacher, intuitive, the co-creator of Elemental Healing, the author of Be the Guru, and the #1 best-selling Lightworkers Gotta Work. And today I am thrilled to have with me Emma Mumford. Emma Mumford, aka Spiritual Queen, is an award-winning life coach and mentor, YouTuber, speaker, podcast host, and best-selling author. Emma is the host of the popular podcast Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast, which is available on iTunes, Spotify, and Acast. Emma also has her own Law of Attraction merchandise available on her website. She's an advanced Law of Attraction practitioner and a qualified Reiki master who was also awarded highly commended in the 2018 Soul and Spirit Magazine Awards for the most inspiring life coach. Emma, welcome to the Lit Up Lightworker Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me again. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh gosh, I'm so excited for you to be here and to chat about your upcoming book, Positively Wealthy, which I've read, I've loved, and I'm so excited for everyone to pre-order and to read as well. But before we dive into the book, I want to hear about your journey with and your experience with teaching about money. How did you come to a point where you are so passionate about helping people to manifest wealth and abundance in their lives?
It's a really interesting story because if people don't know my backstory, they're quite surprised when they hear what I used to do. So back in my younger days, when I was sort of 18 to 20, I actually worked in banking, and it was complete fluke that I fell into that job. I absolutely hated it as well. I was, putting people into debt every day. It made me really upset to do that. And I saw kind of the negative side of money. I'd always had a good relationship with money, but I really saw in that banking role the negative side of money and society. And I just thought, this is not for me. I cannot do this. I don't want to have targets to put people into debt. So I actually developed really bad depression from that experience, and also from the relationship I was in at that time. And the ex I was with left me with £7,000 worth of his debt in my name. I took out a loan to help him out with his debts, and he basically then left me and never paid a single penny. So I was 20, had £7,000 worth of debt, and thought, what on earth am I going to do? So I had to leave the banking role, and I got a part-time job in just a clothes shop. And from that, I then discovered extreme couponing. And we all know, love the TLC show Extreme Couponing with all the big stockpiles, and yet that literally was my spare room. So I did couponing and extreme couponing to really just to find a way to save money on everyday essentials and to, just help myself get out of this debt while I was earning such a low income. And that extreme couponing page just went viral very, very quickly. And I was known as the coupon queen in the UK press. I used to present on This Morning. I used to do like a little money saving slot with Philip and Holly. My page had about 500,000 followers. It was called Extreme Couponing and Deals UK. It's still running. And that was what I was known for the last 6 years before I put on my spiritual queen crown. So I've always had this fascination with money. It's always really fascinated me. It's always followed me as well without me even intending it to. And I loved being an extreme couponer and a money saver for 6 years. But when I had my spiritual awakening in 2016, I thought, no, this is the time now to integrate law of attraction, integrate spirituality, and talk about what really lights my soul up. So I sold that business in 2018, and I've obviously been doing this I did it side by side, and I've been doing this singly for now nearly 3 years. But it's an interesting journey because I thought I was done with money. I thought I was done. And I was like, I put my coupon queen crown down. I'm now spiritual queen. Money is still abundant, but money was never really my biggest focus in my work. And then at my Spiritual Queen book launch last year, the psychic said to me, your next book's going to be about money. And I just laughed. I was like, Emma, it's not going to be about money. I'm done. I'm not doing money saving. She was like, no. Like, your work is just as relevant now. And I was like, what is she on about? So I kept having these conversations, had no plans to write a second book yet. And lo and behold, after about 4 months of pestering off from the universe, I was like, right, I think I need to write a book about money.
You know what? It's so interesting and it's so amazing that you're writing about money, because you know money now from both perspectives. You know money from the muggle perspective, the mainstream perspective, and then you know money from a spiritual perspective as well, which I think is so important to touch on, because so many people in the spiritual community have a weird relationship with money. And I think it has to do from a very esoteric perspective. In our past lives, we've spent many past lives being honored as intuitives and mages and wizards, and people would come to us and support us without needing to get paid, basically, for what we did, because the communities supported us and had us on such a high level. And then fast forward right now, where it's a completely different world. We need to work for to earn money and move forward. So people like spiritual people, light workers, we have this sense of I know I have to use money, but I don't like money, and I don't like to ask people for money, and I don't like to pay money. And it's such a loaded topic. So I want to ask, from your perspective, is money spiritual? What is money? How do we understand it from a perspective that we go okay, now I feel better about money right now?
So money really is spiritual. And I guess I never really put the two and two together until I really started to do this work and realize that they really were connected. And when I was teaching my clients, I would always give this money advice out, but I was never really realizing that it is grounded from my banking and couponing days, but also spiritual as hell, because I'm spiritual queen. So definitely the two are spiritual. And I think the more we can see money as energy, just like everything else, this is how we put that spiritual approach to money. So a lot of people may put this seriousness towards money, this very muggle human sense towards money, when actually free coffees, puppies, money, it's all the same energy. The universe can deliver all of them. There is no difference to the universe. So whether you're asking for £1 or whether you're asking for £1 million, you as yourself, your soul, are putting that emphasis, whether it's a big amount, a small amount. The universe is obviously exactly the same. It is seeing it as energy, it can flow to you. We are the ones who put those restrictions in place, or blocks as such. So the more you can see it, and also there's a lot of the time spiritual folk will see money as evil, or that it's greed, or that all these negative connotations we have with money. And absolutely, the money has been in the wrong hands for many years, we can all witness that. But the more light workers, the more spiritual people, the more spiritual queens who have abundance in their lives and have these healthy relationships of money, and when the money is in good hands, we can put it to use, whether that's helping the planet, whether that's helping others. The more light workers who have money in their possession, that is going to change the whole vibration of money collectively. So it's not just about you gaining financial abundance and having money in your bank and saying, hey, I've got all this money. It's about looking at the bigger picture as well and saying, what can you do with that money to help others? And also how collectively we can change that vibration of money.
Oh, how beautiful. I always tell people, the more money you can have as a light worker, first of all, money is a tool, and it can be used for good or for evil. And imagine if light workers, as you said, have money, we can use it to create a more inspiring environment for ourselves, a more inspiring home environment, for example, allow us to be more in the zone. Being more in the zone means creating better products or better services that will help more people, and therefore creating better change into the world. It's just a matter of, as you said, just shifting our perception about it so we can see it as something positive. But in your book, you talk about being wealthy, and you kind of of course, money is part of being wealthy, but it's not just about money. So talk to us a little bit. What does it mean to be positively wealthy, and why positively?
Definitely. So Positively Wealthy was a name that I had this idea in my head of the book. I knew it was about money. I didn't really know at that point it was going to be focusing on wealth as well. And me and my friend Selena, we were just playing with words, and we were spiritual money, because obviously we had spiritual queen, we were spiritual wealth, spiritual queen, and then we're positively wealthy, and we were just oh my god, yes, that's the name. So definitely, to me, being positively wealthy is feeling fulfilled and abundant in all areas of your life. So how I got onto this journey was not just a case of me wanting to teach about money, but equally I reached a point in my life where I'd manifested everything off my manifestation list. And when I'd sold my business, my couponing business, this was the final thing on my manifestation list. And I thought, wow, okay, after this, I can chill, relax, enjoy the view, be grateful, just slow down, stop trying to keep pursuing or manifesting or next thing. So when this money came, I thought, right, my life's going to change forever. I'm going to be different. Oh my God, Emma, this is going to make your life. Oh my God, you've made it. And I felt exactly the same as I did 5 minutes before that money hit my account. And that's when it hit me that I'd been manifesting all wrong, and that actually I hadn't been doing the real deep inner work that I needed to do. I was just manifesting in my masculine energy, going, always improving, striving in my masculine summer energy. And actually I neglected the part of me where that was my real wealth. So to me, I thought wealth meant success, validation, money, career success, the book deal, selling the business, all of these things. When actually, when I'd hit those goals, I realized that that wasn't my version of wealth at all. So the book really focuses on how to redefine your version of wealth and manifest sustainable abundance in all areas of your life. Because to me personally, wealth means having a thriving personal life, having a family, having children, being married. That is my version of wealth. And that will be different for everybody. Yours may be that success, having a successful career, money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I want you to check in with yourself is whether that is your version of wealth. So that was a real wake-up call for me to think, I don't feel positively wealthy in my life. On paper, I look wealthy, but in myself, I don't feel positively wealthy. So this is what inspired the book to go along that journey to say, really being fulfilled and really feeling wealthy is having sustainable abundance in all areas of your life, not just what, should we say, is a classic version of wealth, which is money and success.
So it's all about clarity. It's all about knowing ourselves and knowing what wealth means for us, and then getting to redefine that rather than letting the system direct our mind. So let's talk a little bit about the book, because it is very structured, it's very playful, it's very easy to read through, and you get like quick results, like even from the first chapter. So tell us what the structure of the book is and what people can expect to get out of it.
Brilliant. So I loved the book The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. This was the book that changed my life forever. And in there it had like 28-day practices. And what I really loved about that book, and see works really well with my followers and clients as well when they read that book, is the structured format of doing something every single day. So I was really passionate about not just writing another law of attraction book, not just writing a book on money and wealth, but actually giving people tools, practices, meditations, real things you can go and do. Because sometimes with self-help books, they're fantastic, they inspire you, they give you all the feels, but then you think, oh, what do I do now? What do I go and implement in the real life? So this is what I wanted to give the readers, was actually 33, because that's my destiny number, 33 channeled practices which you can do to create sustainable wealth and abundance in all areas of your life. So we've got practices to, rewrite your money story, have a positive relationship with money, a spiritual relationship with money, so you feel confident and positive around your finances. So again, that comes with my grounded experience from my Muggle days, and also my spiritual advice as well. And then also it teaches you things like forgiveness, self-love. We cover everything which creates that positively wealthy lifestyle. So it really guides you along those 33 days. And even after you finish the book, you can always go back to it, pick your favorite practices. This is definitely like a guide as such. It's not just a book you read once and put down. It's definitely something you should come back to time and time again.
Oh, that's amazing. And I also love reading The Magic, the book. And I like these kind of books that give you something small to do every single day, because it makes it easier. Because the idea of reading an entire book may seem daunting sometimes. But when you have like 2 or 3 pages every single day to read, then it's just so much more manageable. Another one I remember reading, and I did twice, like back to back, was May Cause Miracles by Gabrielle Bernstein. Again, it was like every single day doing a practice, and then it's so easy to get through it. And I know people will love your book and get so many manifestations from it, as they always do from everything you teach. Let's talk about people's number one block in your experience with manifesting more wealth, whether this is money or whether it is something else. What is the core block or obstacle that in your experience people have that prevent them from experiencing the abundance that is rightfully theirs?
I think the biggest obstacle I come across more than anything, and the thing I hear time and time again, is people will want to manifest large amounts of money, whether it's like £100,000, £1,000,000. And it's not wrong to want those things. That's what I want to stress here. But they can be saying, right, I want to manifest £100,000 in the next 2 months. Now, what I see the block is that they do not believe they can do that. So it's perfectly okay to set the intentions, but we at a core level have to believe that's possible for the law of attraction to work here. So what I really suggest doing is saying, okay, set your goal, whether it's something you want to manifest in the next 12 months, 6 months. Maybe you don't even have a goal. That's fine. Maybe set a couple of years then if you don't have a specific date you want that money by. But what I would do is break it down into manageable amounts each month. So say you want to manifest £12,000 in the next 12 months. You'd break it down to manifesting £1,000 each month, because in your mind, when you write down £1,000 each month on your little manifestation list, that feels so much more achievable and better to write than saying £12,000 and you're like, oh my God, that's so much money. Whereas when you look at it, oh, it's only £1,000 I have to manifest, you believe and feel into that space so much easier, and you can reach that place of believing and manifesting. So any large amounts of money, and it's great to set that overall goal, but break it down into manageable monthly amounts. And maybe again, people don't even know what they want to manifest figure wise. So I always say, if you don't know what to manifest in terms of monetary, like £12,000, think about the types of things you would like to do with that money, whether it's going away on holiday, buying a house, buying a new car. Like, have a look at those things and look how much those items cost, and that's how much you need to manifest.
So it's all about matching our belief with our desire, basically, and making sure that yes, we have the desire to manifest something, but does it really match our belief system? And if it doesn't, let's make some adjustments to make it work. So smart. Now let's talk about an easy practice that listeners can use right now to start attracting more wealth in their life, whether this is financial or something else. Like, let's get a sneak peek from the book.
Okay, well, I think everyone's going to want the money advice, so I'm going to go with that.
Let's go for it.
They're tuning in for that. So my best tip for just a real easy tip actually to get yourself into a positive relationship with money is something called mindful spending. Now, this is something actually from my couponing days, which I've spiritualized a little bit with some spiritual advice. So mindful spending is something that I've created, and it's something where you just need to watch what you're spending and your interactions with money. So this isn't bills, this isn't household necessities each month. This is your luxury money. So the money that you spend on little luxuries, treats, and everything else you do throughout the month, which isn't your household bills or commitments. So with that spare money, what I want you to really challenge yourself, because we always mindlessly spend money. We're like, yeah, we'll just buy that, treat ourselves to that. Oh, this is self-love, we'll buy this. Oh, we'll spend all that money and then it will come back to us. And what we can end up doing is actually feeling even more negative towards our finances, because we're mindlessly spending money, hoping it comes back to us or hoping it's an act of self-love, when we really need to get mindful with it. So when you are purchasing items, whether it's that new jumper you've seen you really want, or it's a day out, a day to the cinema, whatever it may be, really tune into yourself. And does it bring you joy? Ask yourself, does it bring you joy? Is it going to feel good to you? And once you've spent that money, does it feel good? So hold that item, think about that service. Will it feel good to spend that money? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is not sure or no, wait. Just wait a few weeks. Maybe it's you wait until your next payday, whether it's you just wait a couple of weeks till the bills go out, until you have a clearer picture of your financial status for that month. Sometimes just waiting can do all the good in terms of mindful spending, because if you're buying things just, mindlessly, or you're not really going to enjoy them, or there's not really much joy behind that item, when you look at it, it's going to feel bad to you. And then when you look at your bank statement or your bank balance online, you're going to think, oh, I really shouldn't have spent that money. And all of this is negative vibes. This is what we don't want you to feel when you are interacting with your money. So only spend money when it feels good. And doing this practice and just being mindful with it will not only save you money, but it will also help you to feel good with every transaction that you make, and then have a positive feeling when you look at your bank balance as well.
Oh, wow. So this basically, like, allowing ourselves like some time to wait also helps us to get in touch with that emotion, I guess, and know where we really want something and it's really going to make a big change in our lives, or we're just getting it to satisfy an ephemeral desire to experience some pleasure rather than happiness. Oh, so powerful. I love these practical tips. And there are so many more tips in Positively Wealthy. Emma, thank you so much for sharing all that with us. Where can people get the book?
Thank you so much. So it is available for pre-order now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Waterstones, and most of the official places that you can get books. So it is $12.99 RRP, and it's with the publishers Watkins.
And where can people get in touch with you?
So you can come and join me over on Instagram. All my social media handles are I am Emma Mumford, or you can find me over on my website, emmamumford.co.uk.
Emma, thank you so much for sharing all this life-changing money advice with us. And I cannot wait for everyone to experience the magic of Positively Wealthy.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure being here today.